think one of the hardest lessons I learned about relationships is this. Sometimes good people hurt each other. Growing up, I always thought pain needed a villain. Someone lied, someone cheated, someone didn't care, someone was the reason everything fell apart, and sometimes that's true. But sometimes life is much more complicated than that. Sometimes two people enter each other's lives with good intentions. They care, they try, they create memories, they mean what they say in those moments. And somehow, they still hurt each other. Not because the connection was fake, not because one person was pretending, but because being a good person doesn't automatically mean you are ready. It doesn't mean your fears disappear. It doesn't mean your doubts go quiet. It doesn't mean you know how to love someone the way they need to be loved. Sometimes people hurt you while trying their best not to. And that's almost harder to accept because anger gives you somewhere to put the pain. If someone betrays you, you can say, they were the problem. You can close the door. You can walk away knowing you deserved better. But what happens when nobody is the villain? What happens when the person who hurt you is also someone you still respect? Someone whose memories still make you smile? Someone you know never wanted to cause you pain? That's when healing becomes confusing, because your heart wants someone to blame. But sometimes there isn't anyone. Sometimes two people are just carrying different fears, different experiences, different expectations. One person is ready to jump. The other is still afraid of falling. One person sees something worth building. The other is still wondering if they can. And eventually that difference creates pain. I used to think relationships only failed when love disappeared. Now I think sometimes they fail because love alone isn't enough. You also need timing, trust, emotional readiness, the ability to let someone in, and the courage to choose something even when you can't guarantee the outcome. Maybe that's the hardest part about good people hurting each other. You don't walk away thinking, I wish I never met them. Sometimes you walk away thinking, I wish things could have been different. And maybe that's okay. Maybe some people come into our lives not to stay forever, but to teach us something we carry forever. Have you ever been hurt by someone you still believe is a good person?